Mr. Martin Sheen is here as well. We're going to take a look at some highlights or lowlights from Martin Sheen's career movie role a little bit later, and Bonnie will be out to sing for you as well. I want to wish a happy birthday to Myra from Paul. Just think, next month you start getting Social Security. What a wonderful and generous thought there. Special hello and belated 103rd birthday, wow, to Blanche Risk in the audience tonight from Peter and Vince. Was that who was dancing back there? Happy birthday to Jasper, who's celebrating his 9th birthday here with us in the Greek Theater. 9, that's good enough. Jasper. And I want to say hello from Chris Smith in Lakeville to Eric Beatty. Congratulations, graduating. Wow. Wow, from high school right here. Now get a job, okay. Happy summertime to Emily and Najette. You survived the Den of Scholars. From Mrs. Wilder, the 8th grade teacher. Happy birthday, Mom. 90th birthday, love from Linda. Happy 24th anniversary to my Army husband, David. Love from your Navy wife, Paula. Ruth, a happy 60th birthday from Roscoe Val and all the kids. We love you, and greetings to all those teachers who have finished their exams and the students who passed. Greetings to my brother-in-law, Hugh, and all those other brave men and women who were there on D-Day. Congratulations. Anniversary this weekend. Hello to Tim and Katie, both in the Navy, serving in the Gulf. We're proud of you, love you so much, Mom and Dad, and all the rest of the family. Hello to Irma. I hope your son gets out of prison soon. Say Susan and Rich, happy birthday to Voki, and congratulations on your 8th grade graduation. Alisa, love from Dad and from Harry. Greetings to my dear brother Andrew, who's off to Africa to care for refugee children. Your heart is beautiful. May your time there be the same. Love from Jane. Lindsay sends love to Dad and family. I need new choppers. Send money as soon as possible. I want to eat again. Dixie Lass sends greetings to all my friends out at the Water Quality Control Board. Keep an eye on our water. And to my daughter, Sylvie, love from your dad, stuck here in L.A., slaving away in the glamorous film industry. Congratulations on surviving your first year of college on the cross-country drive back home. All right. I shall come to you from Los Angeles, California. Los Angeles. Moon. Was that your cell phone or was that my cell phone?
Gosh, I don't have one.
That was your pager, a guitarist with a pager. There's an optimist. California. Any blues written about California?
Yeah,
Been a lot of.
There's a few. There's Jimmy Rogers' one's called California Blues. It's also known as Blue Yodel Number 4.
Oh.
So you can take your pick.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Hey, yodel, yodel, yodel. I'm going to California where they sleep out every night. Yes, I'm going to California where they sleep out every night. And I'm leaving you, mama, you know you don't treat me right. Hey, yodel, yodel, yodel. Well, listen to me, mama, while I sing you this song. Oh, listen to your daddy when I sing you this lonesome song. You got me worried now, but I won't be worried long. Yodel, yodel, yodel. Let me tell you something, mama, daddy, you don't know. I'm gonna tell you something. that you don't know. Yeah, I'm a do-right papa, got a home everywhere I go. Hey, yodelay, yodelay, yodelay. Yes, I got the California blues, I'm sure gonna leave you here. I got the California blues, yes, I'm sure gonna leave you here. I may ride the blinds, cause I got no railroad affair. Hey, yodelay, yodelay, yodelay.
Someone in the audience reminded us it was D-Day a long, long time ago. This is about the anniversary of D-Day. It's also the anniversary of a day that I remember very well. Martin, I was a graduate student at the University of Minnesota 40 years ago, 1968, on a June night, and sitting on a screen porch with my friend Sam, watching the returns of the California primary and watching Robert F. Kennedy accept the victory. And then he turned around and walked back into the kitchen. Where were you on that night in June?
I was visiting my mother-in-law and their family in a little town called North Benton, Ohio, between Salem and Alliance, Ohio. And we went to bed that night confident that he had won the primary, because I'd worked for him over in New York when he ran for Senate, in '64. And he was a great inspiration to all of us, a great hope for our future. And around 6 or 7 in the morning, Emilio, who was 5 at the time, woke us up with the horrible news that Bobby had been shot. And we held vigil all day waiting for news, and unfortunately, he did not survive. And 1968 is often referred to as the end of the world for our generation, and yet there was great hope, despite the Tet Offensive in My Lai, despite Reverend King's assassination, as well as Bobby, and despite the Democratic convention that turned so confrontational, so bloody in Chicago. And then in November, of course, Nixon was elected president. And then the tragedy still didn't end, because few people know this, but there was a young monk from the Trappist order in Gethsemane, Kentucky, who began the peace movement, the nonviolent peace movement in America. His name was Thomas Merton, and he was killed. He was killed by accident on a visit to Bangkok, Thailand. So despite all of the great tragedies of 1968, some extraordinary miracles occurred, and we were still inspired to go on. It is from numerous diverse acts of courage that human history is often shaped. Each time someone stands up for an ideal or acts to improve the lot of others or strikes out against injustice, they send forth a tiny ripple of hope, and crossing each other from a million different centers of energy and daring, those ripples build a current which can sweep down the mightiest walls of oppression and injustice. Those words were spoken at the University of Cape Town, South Africa in 1966 by Robert Francis Kennedy. They are enshrined on his memorial at Arlington National Cemetery as well, and they have been a constant source of inspiration for my generation ever since. May God rest him still.
Thank you, Martin. Hey, Jalen Steele, come up here and sing me a hymn. Let's sing a little hymn called His Eye is on the Sparrow, and I know He watches me.
Why should I feel discouraged? And why should the shadow come? Why should my heart be lonely and long for heaven at home? When Jesus is my portion, my constant friend is He. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches me. His eye is on the sparrow, I know just me.
Let not your heart be troubled. His tender word I hear, and resting on his goodness, I lose my doubt and fear. Though by the path he leads, but one step I can see. His eye is on the sparrow. I know he watches me. His eye is on the sparrow. I know he watches me. I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. His eye is on the sparrow. I know he watches me. Sun to sun to sun to Dominus Deus. Sun to sun to sun to Dominus Deus. Pleni sunt cieli et terra gloria tua. Hosanna in excelsis. Hosanna in excelsis. Benedictus qui veni in nomine Domini. Hosanna in excelsis. Hosanna in excelsis. Sanctus, 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 Dominus Deus. His eye is on the Sanctus, Dominus Deus. I sing because I'm happy. I said I gloria true. Hosanna in excelsis. Hosanna in excelsis. Benedictus qui veni in Domini Domini. Hosanna in excelsis. Hosanna in excelsis. Hosanna in excelsis. Our show coming to you from Los Angeles, the city of dreams, the city of beautiful people, a city where every day hundreds of young people arrive by Greyhound bus. Here comes another load of them right here. Kids getting off with a single cardboard suitcase and a heart full of hope. Yes,
I'm here.
Yes,
I can't believe I'm
there
here.
you are. Just waiting to be discovered and dreaming of fame and fortune and a lifestyle that you cannot find in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. It isn't there, that's all. It's a life in which you sit wrapped in towels and you're steamed like broccoli, and then there's this seaweed emulsion that they put on you, and you're gently vibrated, and they use lasers to remove unwanted hair, and your Botox gets freshened up there. Yeah. And you're bathed in green tea. You're just hosed down with green tea. And you drink a protein smoothie that's made from soy nuts and ocean froth. You can't get that. You cannot get ocean froth in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. So the kids with the cardboard suitcases, they come here to LA with their dreams. And this morning, they were all lined up here at the Greek Theater. They were hoping to get their big break and come on and perform on our show. Sorry we didn't have room for many of them. This young man in the TSA uniform playing a song on a screening wand here. theme from Romeo and Juliet, I believe that was. Here's a man from a night manager from the Goodnight Moon Motel in Hollywood, and he is playing La Bamba on a hotel key card right here. Here's a young man from Oshkosh, Wisconsin. He is going to tap dance in shoes with toilet plungers on the bottom. Big Head, he's going over big with this crowd here. Anything involving toilet plungers, they love that. Can't get enough of that. Here's a young man with a chainsaw. He's going to play This Land Is Your Land. Very good, very good. Okay, very good. That's trivia. You got about as much of that song out as we wanted to hear. Here's a young man with the arm pump, the underarm pump that you use to pump up your air mattress, and he is going to use this to play In a Gata La Vida. All right, thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks to all the young people who auditioned. You were all great. But we decided to go with somebody else. We decided to take a different direction. Okay? Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Hey, Geraldine Steele. You're the winner. You're the winner. Do us another song for us, won't you, please?
All right.
All right.
Let's do it now. Song by the Staples Singers. Mavis Staples made this famous. Woo! Yeah. Oh, yeah. Some more. I know a place, y'all. Ain't nobody crying. No. Ain't nobody worried. No. Ain't no smiling faces. Oh. Lying to the races. Oh. No. Help me sing it. I'll take you there. You can help me sing it. I'll take you there. Come on, help me sing it.
I'll take you there.
Yeah, help me sing it, y'all.
I'll take you there.
Come on now. Play on the organ now. Ow. Joe, come on in. Pat, say it for me. Mr. Bassman, what you have now? Come on. Oh, yeah. Come on, come on. Yeah. Come on, here we go. I know a place, y'all. Ain't nobody crying. Oh, no. Ain't nobody worried. No, no. Ain't no smiling faces. Oh, they tend to lie to the races.
Gerald Steele, take us there. Take us there. Let's come in here with a word. Let's come in here with a word about Minnesota. You know, the dollar is down, so if you're planning a trip to Europe this summer, you're not going to be staying in a fine hotel. in
Bonsoir,
Paris.
monsieur. Le c'est pardon, va chuter,
Non,
ça,
non,
quand on joue coucher.
One night in that hotel is the same as your monthly mortgage payment. You're going to be staying in a cheap hotel.
Quel petit comment je te vois non, petit
One with a bathroom down the hall. You're not going to be eating at the Cordon Bleu Maison de la Cuisine. You're going to be eating hot dogs on a stick. There you go. You're going to be shopping for gifts at the Paris Salvation Army. Back in the day, young people, back in the day, Americans were welcomed in Europe. We thought they liked us. But now that the dollar is in the toilet, we're just not getting the good tables in the ristorante anymore. In Russia, which is rolling in dough from gas and oil, Americans are treated like peasants. In Germany, we're ordered around like small children. You know, maybe this is the summer you should consider a trip to Minnesota. Minnesota, mysterious Minnesota, the home of the loon. You've flown over it so many times. Why not come in for a landing and just take a look around? Find out where your tofu comes from, where turkey burgers come from. Meet long, tall, laconic Lutheran people.
Yeah, hi there.
Yup.
Gosh, quite the deal now.
Yeah, people from Los Angeles coming to Minnesota.
Yeah, isn't that something?
Who knew?
Yeah,
My golly.
lots of excitement there
Good
then.
times all the way around
Yeah,
then.
that's for sure.
Oh, good times all around in Minnesota. In Minnesota, you can drive a tractor. You can drive a motorboat on a lake. You can fish for walleyes.
And you can meet one of Minnesota's several hundred persons of color. Oh, yes, we love it in Minnesota because we feel more special. In fact, we stand out in a crowd so our kids don't get lost at ball games or even in a snowstorm. And when we walk down the street, people get, well, real sort of awestruck. Oh, you don't get that kind of respect in Chicago. We'll make you feel. We'll make you feel. We'll make you feel like a real Minnesotan.
Minnesota, it's waiting there for you up at the head of the Mississippi. Rich Dworsky going to play us a little sweet tune about a neighborhood in Minneapolis, the old North Side. Let's spend a quiet week in Lake Wobegon, Minnesota, my hometown, out on the edge of the Prairie. School is out, and the water in the lake is almost warm enough for us to swim in, so it is summer, and summer afternoons come on us. That beautiful, beautiful phrase, the summer afternoon, even though it's been sort of chilly there for a while. And we think that may be why we have this infestation of rabbits. There have been hundreds and hundreds of rabbits, evidently hungry for food that is only in our gardens. Our gardens become their salad bar. They come in without fear of any sort. They look like they expect to be handed a plate, and they stroll in. They eat everything except tomatoes and ferns they don't go for. Everything else they can strip down, and then they lie there for a snooze in those big truck tires we paint white. Their divans, their sofas. Small children were out in the Andersons' backyard this last week, and they were watching the rabbits when a hawk came in at a steep angle and grabbed a bunny by the shoulders and lifted him up like it was a circus act and took him off. They heard this faint squealing sound going up into the sky, and there were many discussions in many homes in Lake Wobegon about life and death that evening, and why did not God move in to protect the rabbit from the hawk? A theological issue was raised, and many children slept with their parents for a few nights, including some children who it had been thought were over bedwetting, but not quite. Rabbits just moving in and devouring everything that they could find. And our dogs, who you think would be a help, were of no help whatsoever. Sometimes when dogs have been living with Lutherans for a long time, they lose that instinct to move in on a rabbit and grab it and tear it to shreds and leave its bloody carcass there to serve as a warning to other rabbits. And the dogs just sort of gather around and discuss this among themselves. Irene Bunsen took a nap, and she heard a gunshot in the backyard. Her husband Clint had come home. He'd seen rabbits who were eating her morning glory vines. She heard a gunshot in the backyard. She leaped out of bed. She thought that he'd gone into the garage and taken his own life. For a moment, it certainly got her attention. He's been under a lot of stress because he's the chairman of the 4th of July in Lake Wobegon. And this is a big deal in Lake Wobegon. Last year's 4th of July was an enormous success. It was the best ever. But success is not necessarily what people want in Lake Wobegon. It only draws attention, and people can become bitter at you for some reason. We don't go for winners. We're not a town that is brought up to seek number one. Or honorable mention is more than good enough for us. You give us a gold trophy, we'd have it bronzed to show that we didn't think too much of ourselves. But last year's 4th of July was just absolutely amazing. They had a marching handbell choir in the parade. They had a precision pitchfork drill team, hefty guys in coveralls tossing pitchforks back and forth and twirling them around. They had the fabulous Frisbee dogs of Fargo, North Dakota, who were there. They had a man who hung by his knees from a trapeze, wheeled down the street, playing the guitar upside down. He drank a quart of beer in one gulp, and he belched the entire alphabet in one expulsion of gas. It was astonishing. They had the founding fathers who leaped by parachute out of a plane. They had a group of men who were hanging on to a big canvas bed, and they were throwing a woman wrapped in a flag up into the air, the Betsy Ross blanket toss. They had crack drum and bugle corps marching. They had queens. They had everything, and the success of it was really the downfall for Clint Bunsen, the chairman of the day. People accused him of being dictatorial in arranging all this. They had fabulous fireworks, spent $85,000. which they got from Homeland Security for the fireworks. They're called aerial display devices. They had wanted to give us a bomb disposal squad. We didn't need that. We got the fireworks instead, and fabulous fireworks, ending with a barrage of rockets and the big whoosh as they went up and the silence as they drifted high up into the sky. And then they spelled out life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right? Across the sky. It was amazing. People had never seen anything like it. But the next day, the backbiting starts. And they say, $85,000, we could have used that money to spend it on books for our schools. How could you do this? Why are you so bossy? Why do you offend so many people? Well, he had to exert authority. If you left it up to a committee, if you left it up to democracy, they wouldn't be ready for the 4th of July until early fall. He had to step in. Why did you have to offend so many people? He told the Sons of Canute they could not march this year. They're too old, they're too pokey, they're too slow, old men in sashes with swords and plumed hats and medals who are doing what they say is an ancient Viking warrior dance down the street, but it looks like a bunch of old men who are looking for their car keys. And he eliminated cow flop bingo this year, which has been so big in past years, where they paint 100 squares on a block of Main Street. They set up snow fence to set it off. They feed 5 cows, overfeed them. You pay $10 for a numbered square. They let the cows onto the block. When a cow stands on your square, you whoop, you yell, you wave your hat. He said, we're not doing that this year. People resented it. People were bitter. There just is a lot of bitterness in summer. I don't know why is it that when the weather is so beautiful? Some people think it's because it's due to mouth breathing in cold weather and you freeze your larynx. Other people think that it comes from violating the 5-second rule and picking up food from the ground and eating it that's been lying there longer than 5 seconds. Everybody knows about the 5-second rule. Anybody who has a mother knows about this. And they say now that there's some kind of virus you can get from the ground that will cause this bitterness, this moodiness, this unhappiness, this wondering why summer isn't more fun when we've been looking forward to it all these months. There's no arguing with this sour attitude towards life. You just wait for a storm to come along. That's all. That's all you need. These beautiful summer storms in the Midwest. The sky turns black, a purplish black, and the clouds come rolling in this great turmoil in the sky. The radio tells you to seek shelter, but everybody goes out onto their lawn to watch it come in. It's so beautiful. And you see flashes in the distance, and now you see flashes not so far away. It's like artillery in the sky, and thunder and lightning, and it just pours buckets of rain, and it clears everything away. You need this storm regularly. It blows through, and the air is full of ozone, and all of your edginess and all of your dissatisfaction and frustration are all gone with the storm. You get in your car and you drive through tall grass, through high green and gold grass, and you feel relieved of something that had burdened you for a long time. You need storms in your life. It's irrational, but you do need turmoil, and you need to get into trouble. There's a need for trouble in your life. People think they want a peaceful, harmonious life, but what they find is a life of boredom, and then they get restless. You need a storm. You need to get into trouble. This is why we live in Minnesota. Because every year, regularly, you get into trouble. This is why people live in LA. It's because probably people shouldn't, so you do anyway, just out of cussedness. It's a way of getting into trouble, which gets your attention. One of the exhibits at the 4th of July was the human lightning rod, Herman. the human lightning rod, struck 7 times by lightning. Sort of a heavy guy, so you could see maybe he couldn't run that fast, but 7 times, where do you come up with that? He was there. He had not lost his faith in a beneficent God. Despite all this, he was giving out gospel tracts, struck 7 times by lightning, still praising the Lord, I said. You talked to Herman for a while. You thought maybe lightning was not really a good option for you. But why? Why did he seek this out? He was a dairy farmer, that's why. And hard work deadens a person. You lose the power of joy. You become lead-footed. You gain antimatter in your own body. And nothing is snazzy anymore for you. You just become sort of heavy, and you have to break out of it. So he sought the storm. He went out to seek it. He went out to chase lightning storms, out to the top of a hill. A man carrying a steel stepladder, climbing to the top of it, holding a television antenna in his hand. He needed his world to be rocked, as we all do, although lightning is not really the best option to look for. Same as I did when I threw the tomato at my sister. I knew it was wrong. I knew it was going to get me in trouble, but I needed to get into trouble. Life was too easy for me. I needed to learn more. I saw this tomato lying on the ground. It was as big as a softball. It was sort of brownish and red and streaks of yellow in it. And I could see that it had been lying there long enough so that a whole culture had grown up inside it. There were little white things swimming around, little paramecium, little bacilli, little vermicelli, little Parnassus, or whatever you want to call them, swimming around in there. They probably had formed their own culture, had their own language, had their own religion. And here I was their God. I lifted it up in my hand and I held it up. I was the God they had been waiting for. And they believed in this God. They believed that everything that he did was righteous and for a good reason and for their own good. And here I was, and then I looked and I saw my sister. She was bending over. I saw that great expanse of denim. And a force outside myself pulled my hand back and delivered the tomato like a great planet flying through the air, rotating slowly clockwise, became slightly elliptical as it spun in the air, and it guided it directly towards the target. I heard the great splat, and then I ran as fast as I could. I ran in slow motion like an eland in a wildlife special. Across the Serengeti Plains, I ran in slow motion as the lioness gathered herself and raced 80 miles an hour towards me and took the eland down under the clotheslines. The great legs went up in the air and he rolled, and then my mother called her name from the kitchen window and she let go of me and she said, "You'll be sorry someday," she said. And a week later, I was placed in the front row of Brother Bob's revival service under the tent, the other side of the railroad tracks in Lake Wobegon in the tall grass. We went there at night and I was put right in the front row so that he could see me. Brother Bob was a tall, gaunt man with deep-set eyes and thinning black hair. And he carried his King James Bible like a bomb in his left hand. And he knew it by heart. And he walked down among us and he spoke about sin in a way that suggested that he knew this firsthand, which was what made him a great preacher. The tent was packed with people because the gospel birds were performing that night. They had already performed, a troupe of performing parakeets and canaries and doves and pigeons who dress in tiny biblical costumes. And they reenact scenes from Scripture. Noah's Ark, of course, and also the rapture as well. So it was full of people, and there I was sitting in the front row as Brother Bob was striding up and down. Now, ragweed was in the air, and I started to weep, and I took out a hanky, and he saw me, and he pointed at me, and he said, now here's one who God is speaking to right here. And he reached down, and he took me by the hand, and he pulled me up towards him. And when I came up towards him, I could smell that Brother Bob was a preacher who struggled with sin on a daily basis. And this was not one of his good days. There was the smell of whiskey about him. He took me in his arms and he prayed for me. He held me on tight to be prayed for by a drunken man. It was something that had never happened to me. It was a profound moment. He prayed for a long time, partly because he was drunk, and he kept circling around the point. He held on to me tight, and people were so engrossed we didn't hear the storm moving in. We could hear the rush of wind in the tent and hear the canvas flapping, and the birds got loose. They were flying all over the place, excited, and the storm moved in, and cannons went off, and flames, the heavens were cleaved in two, and flame and lightning, and it was beautiful. People running, the sound of feet running across wet grass, people soaked, running towards their cars. I ran with them, glad to get away. Lightning, thunder, the world coming apart. A beautiful storm. It was one of the beautiful nights of my life. That's the news from Lake Wobegon, where all the women are strong, all the men are good looking, and all the children are above average. Sister Bonnie Wright, such a pleasure to have you with us here tonight on this beautiful night.
This old house is falling down around my ears. I'm drowning in a river of my tears. When all my will is gone, you hold me sway. I need you at the dimming of the day. You pull me like the moon pulls on the tide. You know just where I keep my better side. What days have come, keep us far apart. A broken promise or this broken heart. Now all the bonny birds have wheeled away. I need you at the dimming You could be my confidant. When I see you in the street in company, why don't you come and ease your mind with me? I'm living for the night we're still away. I need you at the dim end of the day. Yes, I need you at the dim end of the day.
Bonnie Wright with Richard Thompson. Such a pleasure to have Martin Sheen with us on our show tonight. An actor with a career that spans nearly 5 decades. You know him from his role in Apocalypse Now and Wall Street and The California Kid and Badlands, and of course as President Josiah Bartlett on the TV series The West Wing. But it wasn't all big roles for Martin Sheen. He struggled just like everybody else. And in fact, Mr. Sheen didn't know we were going to do this, but we managed to secure this reel of some of his early work, some of the formative experiences here.
Oh, no, please, we don't need.
No, really, it's. I think people want this.
No, I'm sure they
some
don't.
Some of these. You're wrong. They do.
No, please. No.
These are some of the low-budget indie films that
Yes, but
Martin Sheen maybe doesn't show people himself, but then a few early TV commercials as well.
Oh, not those.
Helped pay the rent back then, I'm sure.
No, please, let's not go there.
So, Fred, if you want to start up that projector over there,
please.
dim the lights here at the Greek Theater. Let's take a look at this little nature show.
The common ant. They live in ant hills. But do they realize they all look the same? Today on Mr. Natural, we're going to learn more about ants and also about owls.
This was an
Owls
early
seem
TV
knowledgeable, even wise. But what are they like when they're alone? And are they smarter than pigs or a horse?
Early TV series called Mr. Natural. Black and white.
Yeah, right. That was a long time ago. You know, I was just a struggling young actor in New York.
Do you remember this music right here?
Oh, no, please, let's not go there. Oh, dear.
This is a clip from a little movie called Take Time for Romance.
No, nobody wants to see this, really. Oh, for heaven's sake.
It's a low-budget movie. It was made back when Martin was unemployed, early 70s. Not a lot of people know about this. Let's just watch a scene here from Take Time for Romance.
I'll wait as long as I need to wait, Larissa. That's the kind of guy I am. I'm a waiter.
I'm just not sure, Larry. I love you, but you're so much older.
I've always been older, Larissa.
Yeah.
Our age difference is no more than it was back when we started dating 15 years ago.
Okay, but I don't want to rush into anything. In the meantime, let's just be friends, okay?
But there's something powerful between us. Something inside us, something so strong it can't wait.
Oh, what do you mean, Larry?
You're squeezing my bladder, Larissa.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Take Time for Romance, a little, not a big hit at the box office or anything.
No, it's one of those scripts, you know, that's always
Right.
better on the page
I
than it
guess.
is on the screen.
Right. Say that. Which I guess explains why you went off to do this series of laundry detergent commercials.
Oy vey, let's not
Yes.
do this.
But
please.
let's just roll the video right here.
It's a fact of life. Your clothes get filthy. sometimes disgusting, and they never get completely clean, so you feel ashamed of yourself. But now there's a wash day detergent that makes your clothes so fresh and clean, they give you a sense of spiritual cleansing as well. It's a detergent that contains borax from the Holy Land, and so we call it Miska Nakwas Mishpolka, the blessings of wash day for the whole family.
Never heard of that brand name before.
The
Something
name was
like
awkward
polkas
for
or-
people. Well, they changed it. They simply called it Schmuthoff.
Schmutzhoff. Okay?
Schmutzhoff.
Yes,
Yeah,
all
that
right.
was it. Yeah.
Here's another film that you did. This is from the 80s called He Rides Like the Night.
Oh no,
the biker,
biker
movie.
movie. Yeah.
Oh, please, Johnny, take me with you. I mean, take me with you to Minnesota, Johnny, please.
No way, kid. This motorcycle was made for one.
Oh, but I could ride behind you, Johnny, with my arms around you, you know.
I'm extremely ticklish, kid.
No.
Anybody touches my ribs, I lose control.
Oh, well then, I could ride on the saddle and you could ride behind me, Johnny.
No, I say men don't ride behind women, kid.
Oh, but what about me, Johnny, huh?
What do you mean?
No, what about the baby?
What, baby?
Well, you didn't notice, Johnny.
So when do you think?
Oh, September, Johnny.
September, huh?
Yeah, Johnny, September.
So I'll see you in October. Good luck, kid.
What do you mean, Johnny? Where? Johnny!
Must have been fun to ride a motorcycle in a movie there.
No, that was my stunt double.
Oh.
You know, I didn't
Oh,
do any of the riding, an insurance thing. You
Guess
understand?
we got one more on tap
Oh,
here.
please.
Yeah. Before he got cast in Apocalypse Now, Martin took a role in a movie called Frog Lips.
Oh dear. Oh no.
Sort of a kind of a fairy tale.
Where
I
did
guess
you get
a
this? I
science
thought I
fiction
bought all of them and
fairy
burned
tale.
them.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
We're lost, Julie. I have no idea where we are.
Oh, Frank, we can make it. Don't panic.
We never should have left the car when we ran out of gas. What was that? Oh my gosh. It's an alien frog.
No, wait.
I'm your friend. Ribbit, trust me.
Oh my gosh. I never saw a face as ugly as that.
No. I don't know about that,
No,
Frank.
it's hideous.
Okay, well, it's hideous to you, maybe, but I see friendship there.
What?
Its eyes. Its eyes are filled with kindness.
Ribbit, kiss me, please.
I'm going for a gun.
No, Frank, no.
Ribbit, kiss me. If you do, I'll become handsome.
Don't touch it, Julie. What are you doing? No.
What happened? I thought you'd be transformed.
That was nice. Let's try it again.
No, don't do it. He's just trying to get you to kiss him again. Oh.
It didn't work. Am I doing something wrong?
Don't press your lips so tight.
Okay.
Try opening them a little bit. Ribbit.
Okay, but don't stick your tongue down there, okay?
Okay.
You promise?
Promise.
You promise?
Promise.
All right.
Mr. Martin Sheen, some highlights from the career. Thank you, Martin. That's our show from the Greek Theater in Griffith Park here in Los Angeles. Our broadcast engineers are Sam Hudson and Thomas Scheutzer. Our stage managers Albert Webster and Ken Evans. Our house sound engineer is Tony Axtell, and our lighting designer is Janice Kaiser. Our music librarian Catherine Slesher, and our production assistants are Ella Chovanik, Andrea McAvee, and David O'Neill. Our tour manager Carolyn Hans, and our truck driver at the big 18-wheeler is Russ Ringsack. Special thanks to KPCC-FM Public Radio for bringing us here to Griffith Park tonight. Tonight's show brought to you by the Sleep Number Bed, by Select Comfort, the bed that lets you and your home companion adjust the mattress firmness to your exact preference, your sleep number. And by Honey Nut Cheerios cereal, which can help lower your cholesterol because it's made with whole grain oats. Honey Nut Cheerios, be happy, be healthy. The show was written by Sarah Bellum, Laura Buckholz, Greg Fiddler, and Holly Harden. Rich Dworsky back here at the piano with the guys' all-star shoe band. Mr. Pat Donahue at guitar, Andy Stein on the fiddle and the Barry sax, Mr. Joe Savage on the pedal steel, Gary Rayner at the bass, and Peter Johnson on the drums. Thanks to our radio acting company, Sue Scott and Tim Russell, and our sound effects man, Mr. Fred Newman. Thanks to Geraldine Steele and Mr. Martin Sheen for joining us tonight. And Bonnie Raitt with Kev Moe and Richard Thompson. And her band, James Hutchinson, Ricky Fattar, and Jeff Harris. So good to be with you here. Thank you so much. Join me. Sing one song here. A little song from back where I come from here.
From this valley they say you are going. We will miss your bright eyes and sweet smile. For they say you are taking the sunshine that has brightened our pathway a while. Come and sit by my side if you love me. Do not hasten to bid me adieu. Just remember the Red River Valley and the one who has loved you so true.
Good night, everybody. Good night. Thanks again, Bonnie Raitt. Thank you, Richard Thompson, Mr. Martin Sheen, Geraldine Steele. Good night, everybody.
Won't you think of the valley you're leaving? Oh, how lonely and how sad it will be. Oh, think of the fond heart you're breaking and the grief you're causing to me.
Come and sit by my side.
Come and sit by my side.
Do not hasten to bid me adieu.
Do not hasten to bid me adieu. Just remember